Hey guys, how is everyone doing? All right, it's been a little while since I recorded. I haven't been playing too much Magic Online lately, just been busy with other stuff and other gaming endeavors now that the weather in Seattle has improved quite a bit and we've had some summery days and I've had better things to do than hang out in front of my computer playing Magic all day long. But that doesn't mean I can't get some games in from time to time. And actually, this evening I played the semifinals of a rather interesting event that was put together by the old school group endemic to Seattle called the Emerald City Trolls, which was actually intended to be played or contested back in early June, I think simultaneous with Grand Prix Seattle, which of course was canceled due to the pandemic. And the organizer probably thought a bit, his name is Sean. Sean thought a little bit about canceling it and ultimately decided to go ahead with it, but to do it online. So we played round robin pods online over a period of a couple of weeks, and then cut to a top eight. And finally, I played. My deck pretty much met its match in the semifinals, and my opponent Brian, playing an excellent deck, just drew basically three forces of will to zero over the span of three games, and that's more than enough to win in a game in a format where all you're trying to do is win on turn one. But if you guys are interested in watching that game, I posted it a couple of hours ago. Just search for Nightmare 99 and it should come up. It's definitely one of the most decadent constructed formats ever created, and my deck is pretty insane in that format, as is Brian's. But I'll leave that as a story for another day. Right now we're playing Commander. That's right, blue green Edric. Just hopped on to play this a little bit. Got a little tired of the mono black shenanigans just because that deck just feels so gimped against so many different strategies. So I felt like playing something a little bit more streamlined and powerful. He's got Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. This thing's pretty impressive, actually. Just a 4-mana 4/4 flyer with a very powerful inevitable ability. If you're able to get this guy into play, having a 9 loyalty planeswalker that draws 2 extra cards a turn and can do all sorts of other crazy stuff, pretty insane for just a 4-mana commander. I think I'm going first here, actually, and I have a totally unkeepable draw, given that I have literally nothing I can cast and a lot of big expensive spells. So this is a no-brainer. Mulligan to 6. And off that, I get really much better hand. Love having Force and Negation in my opening hand. And 2 lands as well, plus an accelerator. It's pretty much perfect. And looking at the hand, I want the Force, obviously. Probably going to throw away Tezzeret the Seeker if he does play turn 1 Sol Ring. And I've got to throw back 1 card, and Muddle seems like a good pick, particularly because Brainstorm plus 2 fetch lands is a lot more card selection. So that's pretty easy. It looks like he is first, and he's just got a Spire Bluff Canal. Not too exciting. Terrastodon. That's not what you want to see. So glad to have Brainstorm right now. And I'm just playing sacking, obviously, to get dropped on, so I can play the Arbor Elf. I still have a second fetch land waiting in the wings. Move my mouse so it's not too clicky. All right. He plays turn 2. Sack the Foothills to get a Volcanic Island and pass. I was really worried that he'd play something like a Signet or really anything, some sort of talisman or something, anything to accelerate the dragon out on turn 3, because my hand is pretty helpless against that. In fact, if he had cast a Signet, I would have given some thought to potentially using Force Negation to stop it, and then just play my Edric and hope he doesn't have anything. But he did not do much at all. All right, Mox Diamond. So of course I've got Mox Diamond in hand, but I really need the delta in order to successfully reshuffle, particularly because I've got Terrastodon. So being able to brainstorm away both the useless diamond and the Terrastodon is pretty nice. Plus, I don't have to put the diamond back first. If I do get a land, I can keep that instead. So no temptation here whatsoever to actually play Edric, and I decide I'm just gonna pass and see what happens on his turn, just leaving mana open to threaten. Plus, if you were to cast something for 3, like, say, Ristic Study or something, I could just hard cast Force Negation instead of having to pass with it. A lot of the time, a lot of people, me included, just sort of overlook the fact that Force Negation is actually negate for just 1 more blue. All right, so end step, and Brainstorm, and I'm really hoping to get land, and instead I get Sylvan, Muddle, and Snap. I thought I put you away, damn it. All right, well, I'm going to put back the diamond and the Terrastodon, of course, since those are actually castable, and then I'm going to sack my land to reshuffle. I've certainly seen the last of Mox Diamond, I hope. All right, Priest of Titania. Well, I'd really love to play any of these, but the fact that he just passed on 3 makes me nearly certain that he has counter magic. And unfortunately, you can't use Force Negation to push through your own spells on your turn. It only works for free on your opponent's turn, which is extremely important. So as much as I'd like to get Sylvan out, I don't want to walk Sylvan into a counterspell. Plus, I do need to represent 3 mana up on his turn so that maybe if he does in fact have his dragon on 4, that he doesn't just slam it, because I'm kind of vulnerable to it right now. I do have a snap, but without a stronger follow-up like the Tezzeret or something, then he's just going to cast it again. So I decided to just sit here with all my mana untapped and kind of give him something, kind of challenge him to do something. He plays a Badlands. All right, he's got beautiful mana right now. Plenty of red, plenty of blue, plenty of black. He's just kind of got everything he needs to do. He passes back to me, so the bluff works. Come on, deck, draw some land. Mana Leak. All right, well, I'm actually quite glad to have that, because that gives me some protection against the dragon if he does in fact try to play it. But I'm down up to 7 cards in hand, feeling really, really uncomfortable right now, particularly if he gets more mana out. Because all these cards are not going to do anything. I'll pretty much Mana Leak anything that he plays that's within range of countering. All right, he sacks that. He gets an, and when he plays the Watery Grave tapped, I'm certain he was still going to be disciplined and not play anything else, as he's been so patient. And he casts Jace, Architect of Thought. So, of course, I could Force a Negation this, but I feel like keeping the Force in my hand to potentially stop something backbreaking on his turn that's a spell is probably more worthwhile just for the surprise factor. So even though this would be, of course, an easy Force a Negation to stop that, I feel like I need to develop, I need to be able to tap out. Eventually, I can't just wait forever. And since I know he's not going to be able to counterspell short of a Force of Will, I should be able to at least get the Sylvan in play next turn. So with that in mind, I'm going to Mana Leak the Jace, since that costs mana. God damn it. Really, like, these are both cards I threw back. I mulliganed that, and I put that back in my deck, and then it showed up again. Stupid Mox Diamond. All right. Well, for lack of a better thing to do, I'm just going to play Sylvan Library. And this is a bit of a bluff. I do have Snap to stop the dragon. Unfortunately, it makes me discard every turn, but I do have a couple of garbagey things in my hand that I can throw away. The Mox for one, although I kind of like to keep the Mox. I'll talk about that in a second. But I do have a Snap to stop the dragon. I'm hoping he just goes for a big spell on this turn, which would just be amazing. Let's see what he does. All right, well, he's tired of waiting, so down comes the dragon. Of course, I don't have a counter to that. So as far as what to throw away, I really want to keep blue cards, obviously. Tezzeret is my long-term game plan. Snap, I need to bounce this thing. Muddle, very, very flexible in order to go and get things like Rift and Mana Drain and so on into the Royal, which means it's really between these two cards. And as much as Mox Diamond is useless right now, if the Sylvan has 2 cards or 2 lands in the top 3, then I have the ability to go draw extra cards, and I can go Diamond, Land, Snap, Tezzeret into Winter Orb when he's basically completely tapped out. So the potential for that is so high and so good for just winning the game on the spot that I decided I'm just going to throw away the Priest of Titania. Even though I really like it. I mean, obviously it makes two green mana right now. Okay, so away that goes. All right, it does not have any additional follow-up. Come on, lands. Sword of Fire and Ice. Great. Yes. Ah, Jesus Christ. All right. Spellseeker and Green Sun Zenith. Well, I don't see any use for the Sword of Fire and Ice, and honestly, I'd rather pay life on things that are likely to matter in the game, so I don't really want this. These 2 cards are good, though. This is another blue card as potential food to Force of Negation, and Green Sun Zenith at least gets me more land. So with that in mind, first thing I'm going to do is snap the Nicol Bolas back to his hand. Untaps 2 land, and I'm just going to cast Zenith here. It gets Dryad Arbor. I'm not doing it for more because if I tap out to get something better, like let's say draw the Tree Speaker, then he very likely playing Grixis has the ability to just kill all of my creatures. And I don't feel like that's, and possibly kill them all backed up by a counterspell. So I don't really feel that it's particularly worthwhile to go and get a creature and tap all my mana. I'd much rather leave my mana untapped, because if you notice, Arbor Elf can untap the Breeding Pool, and that gives me the ability to muddle if he does in fact have a spell. Or if he plays Force of Negation with a counterspell. I mean, if he plays something I have to force, with a counterspell, I have Muddle backup as well. So this is a reason for just getting a Dryad Arbor over something more expensive and powerful. And I got a very valuable reshuffle as well to get that stupid sword off the top of my library. Yep, down goes Nicol Bolas, and I decide that my Mox Diamond's day is come and gone. It's got to go away since I didn't get lucky. And besides, I've got 4 mana in play now, so I really only need 1 more. Off the Sylvan. Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy. So useless right now. Look at this thing. You know, this is the first time I've actually drawn it in a game, and it was completely dead. I mean, it's a blue card. I suppose that's good, but I have the 1 mana thing I have in play. Just untaps a Lance. This does nothing. And I draw Boreal Druid, so that makes 2 snow mana. That's not the end of the world. Stupid sword is back again. This is like the weird deja vu game. So I'm going to put the sword back. I'm going to take 4 damage to keep Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy in my hand. Actually, I think I decided to just take the damage. Yeah, I want to dig further into my library, so it does make sense to take the 8. Even though I don't expect that the Sword of Fire and Ice is ever going to matter, I just want to draw more cards since I don't have a reshuffle. And I just need to get to more lands. So I'm going to play the Boreal Druid here and be sad. And yeah, ultimately I decided to play Spellseeker. I do have the Force of Negation to defend, but now that he's got a dragon in play, I can't just wait forever. So I'm going to go get another bounce spell off the Spellseeker. So all the choices right here. There's Rift and Into the Royal, but I decided to take Into the Royal. I've got 6 mana in play already, and this at least gives me an opportunity to bounce a bunch of stuff if he does in fact develop his board more next turn. Which I guess I only have 5, but assuming there's 1 more mana inside the Sylvan. Alright, what you up to, Spaceman Jones? Liliana Vess. Well, very, very powerful. I definitely don't want him Demonic Tutoring right now. And nor do I want to have to discard anything. So this is pretty easy Force of Negation. And Keenan coming in handy, since he's got some blue in his casting cost. Alright, I'm going to wall up by the dragon. I think this is a bit of a sketchy attack, to be honest here. Because I can just play Edric and attack and draw 3 cards. I'm not sure how he feels about that. But maybe he just feels that his guy is not a reliable blocker due to me having Cyclonic Rift in my hand, since he knows I have it. Alright, finally some land. That is the 3rd land I've drawn this game. And I get Cloud of Fairies and a Forest, which is really nice too. I'm going to put the Forest back. Don't want to take too much damage here since I'm going down to 18. But this at least gives me not only another attacker, but it gives me a potential blocker to protect Tezzeret as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is cast the Cloud of Fairies. Untap 2 land. I'm going to play Edric. Well, I guess actually I'm just going to transmute here with 2 mana available. So question is, why do I not play Tezzeret the Seeker over Muddle the Mixture? And the reason is that I could play Tezzeret and go get Winter Orb and then chump block with Cloud of Fairies. However, I kind of feel like it's way better for me to just go and play Tezzeret and then bounce the dragon and just leave Tezzeret with all of his counters up, because I don't really want anything to kill off Tezzeret the Seeker. It's just so powerful under Winter Orb that I feel that this is the perfect opportunity to play the Muddle the Mixture, because if he's tapped out under Winter Orb, then he can't really, he probably can't cast anything that I would have to muddle anyway. Seems like the perfect spot for the bear. Just attack for 1 here. It's just the age-old axiom in this game, basically, that if you're behind and your opponent has more mana than you, you can just play Winter Orb and equalize everything. Alright, he's still attacking. He just has no fear of me counterattacking, and he has no land either. So to untap a Tropical Island. There's a Flooded Grove. Come on, Sylvan. Oh man, Memory Lapse and Venser, just about perfect. That is so sweet. All right, so I can put them both back. I don't need to take any more damage thanks to Edric. And I'm able to actually, I mean, this is, I guess this carries a tiny risk in the sense that I can't cast Muddle the Mixture right now because I haven't drawn it yet, but I don't really want to take another 4 damage. I don't really know what's waiting in the wings, and if he were to have something uncountable that wiped all my guys and hit me with the dragon some more, I could wind up actually dying. So with that in mind, I decided to take the risk that he's got some kind of an answer. Because it's not like it kills me anyway. If he's got Force of Will or whatever, I can always just play Edric later. Now these 2 get to attack. And as soon as these connect, I'm feeling like things are nearly in the bag. The Lapse is so powerful right now. He's down to just 2 cards in hand. Ow. All right, down to 10. Let's see what the Sylvan yields. Just sacking that during upkeep. Command Tower, not bad. Green Suns and Jace, very nice. All right, can put those both back since I've got a draw engine in play. After a little bit of thought, I decided to just attack with these 3. So now I just need to draw the Jace plus whatever else is there. Green Suns, and Sower. Wow. Well, I could just try to Sower of Temptation this thing. I'm pretty sure he's got a counterspell in his hand based on how he was playing earlier. So first thing I'm going to do is just hard cast the Rift. Well, when I say hard cast, I mean cast it obviously without overload. I'm just going to cast the Rift as a bounce spell here. Just bounce that back to his hand. I'm not doing this on his upkeep, which is when I would normally play it, because I've got 8 cards in hand. I kind of want him to just tap out right now, since it just cuts off his options. Sure enough, he's got Counterspell, and now he's tapped down to just a single Shivan Reef, and I'm pretty sure the coast is clear for this. And this is basically just an additional level of insurance. Even if he does, in fact, untap, draw land, and has some kind of creature wipe, he's going to be completely tapped out underneath Winter Orb with an active Jason play, and that is pretty much insurmountable. It allows me to bounce his dragon back to his hand. Yeah, you never want to be facing Winter Orb and this with all your lands tapped. Not too much you can do. And seeing the inevitable, Spaceman Jones 360 packs it in. Anyway, I thought that made a pretty cool game, just as a little return to form. Not really sure what deck I should be playing, honestly. I think part of the reason why I haven't been playing a lot is because I kind of feel like I've played through all of my decks, and it's kind of a little bit repetitious. But maybe if anybody has some recommendations about stuff they'd like to see, please post in the comments and let me know. I could play more games with the mono black deck. I could play some budget. Could maybe build a new deck, although I'm not sure which commander I would use. But any of that stuff would be appreciated for your feedback. And I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Hope you're all doing well. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I will be back soon. Take care.